We are live. Gusto niyo ba yun?
Hello.
Woo! Episode 2!
Yeah. Warm up muna tayo. So let's do some shout outs for those who are in the room. So do you guys see anybody who you know? Lorraine Rodriguez, LJ, thank you so much, my friend, for joining. Happy to have you.
Val. Hi, guys. What's up, guys?
Riasel, hi.
Hey,
Good
Vicky.
evening. Uy, si
Good
Val
evening.
ulit to.
Yep. Hello, Val.
Ito na naman si Lovers. Si Vicky at si Dad. Magkasama sa bawat stream.
Yeah, dapat.
Yeah.
All streams.
Dapat solid yung support system.
Yeah.
Number one supporter. Hello, Kat.
Saan si Don? Hey, Don! Nawala pa.
Wala pa siya.
Hintay ko pumasok si Don sa room eh.
Hey there, Larry Rodriguez.
Larray, yes. She's LJ.
Ray.
Oh, that's LJ.
Yes. She is from Pampanga.
Sweet.
Mahirap ang signal sa kanila eh. Kaya major effort siyang sumali today. So thank you so much. We're just warming up here, guys. So 2 minutes until we start our wonderful session for tonight. And I'm still getting messages. Hey, start na ba, boss? Yes.
Sorry, I can't really see the comments. I don't have a second screen with me.
Alright, we'll take care of you. We'll take care of you. Hey, Mike, thank you for joining again, episode 2. Dapat meron tayong mga frequent flyers eh. So Michael Cruz is joining from Laguna. Yes, Rain Musni, my friend, hello. Thank you for joining. Giancarlo Kasupanan, JC. Ito yung mga so si Mike and si JC and si June, kaka-join lang. So ayan na. So, nag-episode 1, nag-episode 2 na rin sila. Perfect attendance sila niyan. So exciting.
June Del Rosario, nandito na.
Yes, our episode 3 guest. Episode 3 guest. Frequent flyer miles. We're not flying, so I don't know what it is.
Well, with our minds, I guess.
Yeah. Pwede. Frequent streamer miles.
Right.
Yeah.
Frequent viewer miles. Ganyan.
Frequent viewer miles, yeah.
That
sounds right.
Yes.
What's up, Sir June?
Si Sir June ay guest natin for episode 3. What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Yes.
Hey, Abby.
Uy, Abby! Oh, ano din yan? Present din yan nung episode 1. Kasi may mga loyalista na tayo. I'm so happy.
Attendance today.
Paano ba natin i-extract to?
Ano?
Swagger. Uy, gusto ko yan. Swagger miles daw.
Ay,
In fairness sa idea mo, my
Swagger
friends.
miles,
Swagger
yeah.
miles. Parang ang layo ng
or
mararating
like swag
ng mga
miles.
Right,
Oh my
swagger
God.
miles.
Grabe natutuwa ako sa mga idea. Nangingilabot ako. Alright, so it's 7:05. Tama ba? It's 7:05 on the
7:05,
clock.
Yeah.
Yes, and we have 17 viewers so far, which is not so bad at all, but we're hoping that we can add more folks, more participants to the stream because there's so much to learn tonight. So please go ahead and click on that share button and also make sure to add the hashtags, #unstoppable and #steadywinsanygame. So go ahead and do that right now and share the stream because we want to share the love. Yan.
Right.
Yes,
Like, folks,
yes.
if you may, destroy that like button like I always say in my
Can I
streams.
give a giveaway? Can we have a giveaway?
Oh, this early? Whoa!
Oh, would you like to?
Sure, why
I have
not?
Oh my God.
I have a new product, and if you guys, the viewers out there, if you guys want to have this limited edition monogram scarf,
Oh.
I haven't posted this yet, but this is our very first silk scarf. It's made of 100% silk. So you guys keep on watching, and I will choose from one of the viewers to give this limited edition monogram. It also comes with a matching mask, but it doesn't. It's not in production yet. It will be done around next week ish.
Oh my God. Job, gagawa tayo ng mga swagger masks.
Yeah,
Nice!
swagger merch. Yeah.
Yes, we're going to have swagger merch. Awesome! So, okay. So, anong gagawin ng mga viewers natin, Job, to win?
They just have to. They have to
Commenting.
They have to like, share, and comment.
Yeah.
So
Yun lang naman pala eh.
it's not YouTube, so like they can
do that. Charot.
comment down below. So and subscribe to my channel, you guys.
Yeah.
Right. Pero again, still, this is something that this is our second episode. This is to be honest with you, Job, this is our first episode with a guest. Kasi nung first intro pa lang, kami pa lang yun eh. So, we'll do a little bit of an introduction here, just so that we can keep going forward. So, Dan, can you take it away with our visuals, please? I would like to formally welcome everybody to episode 2 of Swag, which we dearly entitled Unstoppable. And you'll find out why we titled it Unstoppable because of our amazing guest for tonight. And again, for those of you who were not able to join or did not watch episode 1, I'd also like to review what our mission is. Our mission here in Swag is to inspire everybody, to inspire you to do the things that make you feel alive, to keep that fire burning inside of you. It's not every day where you just get to go to work just to earn money. You also, you have to earn a living, that's true, but you also have to make sure that you have a life as well. And that's what we want to inspire you to keep on doing. And so, yes, pang Miss Universe ba, John?
Do you feel any pressure right now?
Okay, so just for some reminders before we formally introduce Job to the stream tonight, Dan, do you have reminders for us?
So, please be advised that all swag, webcasts, and podcasts are for entertainment purposes only. The information, opinion, and recommendations presented in this webcast or podcast are for general information only. Wait,
Yes.
let me move my mouth closer to the microphone. There
To
you
your
go.
new microphone, yeah.
ASMR ba tayo? Sige, okay.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, going back. General information only, and any reliance on the information provided in this webcast or podcast is done at your own risk. This webcast or podcast should not be considered professional advice unless specifically stated otherwise. Swag does not endorse, approve, recommend, or certify any information, product, process, service, or organization presented or mentioned in this webcast or podcast. And information from this webcast or podcast should not be referenced in any way to imply such approval or endorsement. Take it away, Raj.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for re-endorsing it to me. Wala tayong usapan nito, no? And so what we always say and how we always describe swag episodes is life is always a wild ride. So you have to join the ride and just strap in, buckle up, because you can never tell where life will take you. And so for tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to have, I'm going to be the backseat driver just a little bit. Ako si Inquisitive. Alam niyo yung mga backseat drivers na, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Can we get a bathroom break, please? Parang ganyan. So ganun ako. So I will be asking a lot of really fun, inquisitive questions na makukulit. Dan here will be our navigator. And so as always, so he's the one who's navigating all of the technical stuff and all the visuals and all that. And Ruth here will be will be right behind the wheel. She's going to take the wheel tonight and she will lead the conversation with our esteemed guest. But also a shout out, you guys don't see her on the screen right now, but a shout out to Clarissa, who is monitoring our comment section and will be helping us look at all of the relevant comments and shout outs. So she's in the chat room with you guys. So shout out to her if you want her to shout out anything to us, because we have a way of doing things. We want to make sure that our full attention is on you and hindi kami nagma-multitask, and that's the reason why we got Clarissa to like co-moderate with us. Oh, and by the way, if you have nothing to do in the succeeding episodes and you want to co-moderate, let us know. We need the help. We need the help, all the help that we can get. So yun. We've already introduced the roles here. So again, my name is Rach.
I'm Ruth.
And I'm Daniel.
And we are from the swag team. All right. So Ruthie, take it away. Please introduce our guest for tonight.
Yes, recognized by one of the writers of Ilustrado Dubai as one of the upcoming rising fashion designer in the Philippines, graphic designer by day and fashion designer by night, Job Dacon.
Woo!
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome.
Wow,
Job.
featuring
So, kamusta?
your girl.
How are you
With your
feeling?
boy.
How are you feeling, Job? So, di ba, this is your first ever podcast. So, kamusta naman?
Yeah.
Kalmado
I'm a
lang
little
ba?
I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. As with all interviews.
Here. Hindi ka nagkikita. Ayun, masarap yung hindi nagkikita. Char! Okay.
Correct.
So, I heard that you started like, tawag dito, accepting clients again, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing. Like everything, well, not everything, but they're slowly coming back, and I'm just so happy that we get to do what we want, like what we really want again. So that's a big relief for us.
Me too. I get little inquiries lately. So yeah, buti na lang kahit papano meron, 'di ba? And we are very grateful for that.
Yes,
So,
of course. I'm super,
Mga mic-
super grateful.
Mga
And I'm also
micro-wedding
super
ba yan, Job?
grateful.
Micro-wedding ba yan? Yung mga-
Yes, these are for bridesmaids. As you can see, they are in dusty blue.
Ooh, parang Cinderella yung dating.
yun
Yeah.
yung mga
Yeah.
wedding.
And you know what? The wedding will happen at midnight. Isn't
Oh,
that
wow.
interesting?
Sweet.
Yes.
Because
Keeping
it's
up with
because
the theme,
like
yeah.
the people, my clients here are going from night shifts, so it's like the perfect theme, like the Cinderella
Ah.
theme.
Wow!
So
Makes so much sense. Para kung
super nice.
tao, paggabi, social distancing kung social distancing.
Oh!
Oo nga, no?
And yeah, people are asleep at night, so it's the perfect time to party and just be yourself and just enjoy and have a good time.
I agree.
True,
Like
true.
playing League of Legends at night.
And then yan, while waiting sa na palitan yung damit ni bride, League of Legends ka muna. Ayun. So anyway, Job, I wanted to ask, when did you find out that you wanted to be a designer?
Well, things started out really blurry. Like I wanted to get into design in general. I wanted to start making things, like things that promote beauty, things that would make people's lives a little more beautiful than what they previously were. And for me, that's just the goal. And then fashion happened, and I think fashion started in 2015 when I had this poncho, and a stylist just happened to like it, and the rest was history, I guess.
Wow.
It
Poncho
started with
talaga
poncho.
nag-start.
Sa
Wow.
Poncho
Yeah.
talaga nag-start. Okay, interesting.
Wait, let me show you the magazine that I'm talking about. One moment.
So while we're waiting for the magazine, so again, please make sure that you comment, you like,
Yep.
you share para manalo kayo ng limited edition scarf giveaway ni Job. Yes.
Let me just do a quick shout out here. So we have Tony. Hi Tony for our guest sa episode 5.
Yes. Oh, and Jeric, episode 4 guest is here as well.
Lodi.
Here
Yeah.
Pat Abad. Hello Pat. Hello Clarissa.
Okay.
Wait, John Gonzalez is here too. Ang dami tonight. I'm so happy. 26 viewers.
Yes.
All right, Job.
Guys,
We've
just
got
keep on watching if you wanna just be inspired, just get out of your rut. So
yeah.
Yes. I found the magazine, and this is it. This was in 2015. This is the red poncho.
Wow.
That's nice.
Have that? Can I borrow? Charot.
This has been sold already, though. I can make you one.
Wow.
Okay,
Oh.
this is recorded. You said you're gonna make me one. Okay, thank you.
It's going to be available on YouTube for forever.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm interested, Job. Di ba nung
Yes.
nag-start ka pa lang as a fashion designer, what are your challenges? Because ako nung nag-start ako maging makeup, nung mag-start ako makeup, my challenge was getting like clients. So what I did was sumama ako sa isang group, and then nag-ex-deal ako fashion shows, photo shoots, and then dun pa lang nag-start talaga na magkaroon ng mga clients. Ikaw, what are your challenges?
Well, I think it stems out from your support system. It as with like all Filipino cultures, I wouldn't call it toxic, but it's very traditional for us Filipinos that we should stick to a more conventional job, which is like going to an office or being an engineer for a company or being an accountant. And that for me, that's really great. Actually, it pays the bills and it really exercises your brain. For me, that was the first challenge. How to get out of that shell. Na, how to just generally make people accept in my circle. How to accept the fact that some people want to design, some people want to do their own thing. So
Mhm.
I guess that's the very first challenge. And I'm very happy to say that they accepted it so well, and I am so happy that I have a support system that's really strong, that's really loyal. I can't lie. So I'm just really grateful for them.
Yeah, just to give context. So si Job kasi worked before on a airline, 'di ba?
Yes, I've worked at an airline company as a
Bago
graphic artist.
graphic artist. So bago siya naging fashion designer, he works in an office sa isang airline company. So it was a really big jump for him from that specific job to chasing out his dream as a fashion designer.
Yeah, it's really kind of like if you're familiar with the animal called lemmings. It's like there's this season where they jump off a cliff and they just straight out head to the sea without the certainty of safety because
Leap of
as with
faith.
cliffs there are jagged rocks, so things could go ugly or things could go very well, and there's like no gray area. So I guess that was the biggest challenge for me, is that to take that jump to uncertainty where you won't know what comes next. And yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge.
And you just took that jump, not job. As in, you
I
did not
did.
know. You did not know what was out there. You did not know what was going to happen. Pero was it because you felt good about it? Was it because you felt that it was the right thing to do? Where was the trigger? Ano yung emotion mo nun? San ka humugot nun?
The emotion happened, as shallow as it may sound. You know, the feel of just raw fabric just crossing through your hands, and it feels like
Felt right.
ASMR-ish,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
startup.
yeah.
Like the first fabric that I felt was fleece, and it felt so luxurious because it was real fleece, and it's very rare to find those kinds of things nowadays. And it's just that's just where it's all
It's your
started.
intuition, no? Like there's
Yeah.
something inside, like your gut is telling you, I think you should do something like this or something about this. Or I mean,
I think you should turn it into art.
yes. I mean, I don't feel like it's shallow at all. Kasi yung feeling ng fabric na yon, I mean, that to you is like your connection to what you're actually doing right now.
Yeah.
Right?
It's more of sensory perception. I've learned this when I was in college. I took up psychology. We have 5 senses, and I think every single person has a sense that they respond to most. And I think for me that's like touch, like the feel,
Right.
much less than what it looks like or what it tastes or smells like. When you touch an object, because you get so intimate with it that you just touch it and then you just go at it on another level. And then no, like there's just this feeling inside that I need to do something about it. I just need to get this done.
Kailangan ko masabi to, Ruthie, ah.
Hmm.
Parang relasyon lang yan eh. Di mo alam eh. Alam mo yun? Di mo alam kung saan nanggagaling eh, pero nararamdaman mo eh. As in,
Sana yun eh. May naririnig akong bells eh. Ganon.
yes, as in,
Yung first time na nakausap mo siya, yung first time na nagkaroon kayo ng
may spark.
intimate na conversation and you felt, yes, may
Meron
something talaga.
may something talaga eh.
Go
May
for it,
something.
di ba?
Yeah, and I just want to chime in on the opposite side of this, on the opposite end of the spectrum naman. Kaya tayo iniiwanan minsan kasi andyan na nga, hindi natin pinapansin, di ba? So, relating that,
Ay,
yung kay
totoo.
Job, di ba? Have you ever seen people in your in the
totoo.
industry na parang andyan na yung opportunity pero hindi mo kinuha? Oh,
Waving
ikaw
at them.
mismo.
Ay, ang ganda
Ikaw mismo.
niyan.
Have you ever had that moment wherein an opportunity came knocking at your door, but you were totally oblivious to it?
Not really oblivious, more so scared. There was this scholarship when I was in college that I was offered. It came knocking to my door, and I was so scared at first because that is a private fashion school, and I fear for myself that everyone's so bougie, everyone's just
Bougie.
rich and just bougie. Everyone's speaking in English, and when I went there, everyone was clad in this beautiful branded outfits and bags, and everything just felt so different because I grew up in a public school setting where being bougie isn't really common because everyone we like being normal, and if you wear something like that to our public school, and it was like you're gonna have eyes just staring at you. Like even from a mile away, they can see you. They can see that bag. That bag's
Right.
expensive. So
You can smell it.
that was me. That's the notion in my head that I was so scared for my life that I would get judged. I would be labeled as squammy and everything.
And so,
But I think that's also a regret
okay.
that I realized I shouldn't have regretted in the first place. A regret within a regret. So.
Okay, I wanna ask a follow-up question. Let's just say in an alternate universe, you weren't so scared no moment na yun. Where do you think that could have gotten you into?
Oh, I love this question.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. Sorry.
Honestly.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Later na.
honestly it could have gotten way further than I have imagined if I just took that step and just took that scholarship and just went with it. I think things would be so different, and knowing what I know now, those are the things that I should have learned a long time ago should I have taken that scholarship. So yeah, I think that would be great if it happened again, or it happened in another universe. I would
Yeah.
like to meet that job in another universe.
Oh, okay. Speaking of which, let's just say I have a hammer space, and in my hammer space, yung sa Looney Tunes when they pull things out of thin air, let's
Yeah.
just say I have something like that, and I pulled that job here, in this podcast. What would you tell that job? Sorry.
Oh,
You're doing great.
Okay.
Obviously you are courageous enough to step out of your box and just take that damn scholarship. And that for me is a big step. Congratulations.
Sweet
I hope
beans.
that he or you or me does well, and life goes on, I guess.
Right.
what's meant to be is meant to be naman talaga eh. What's
Right.
meant for you is going to
Yeah. If it's for
Right
you,
to
it's
you.
gonna be given to you.
Right.
So-
Ask and you shall receive, my child.
Yes.
So
may
wait.
delete
Sorry,
lang,
I'll go.
pero if it's for you, it's for you. Ganun talaga. Parang sa love lang din yun. Ayun na naman tayo.
Ayun.
Shut up.
Ay, yung mga viewers po natin
Parang sa
ngayon.
relasyon ulit, di ba?
Yeah. I mean, take that chance.
But
Hindi yan, parang
take that chance, take that risk. Kasi regrets, as my teacher said, nasa huli lagi ang pagsisisi. Pag hindi mo yan inaksyonan ngayon, pag-iisipan mo yan na habang buhay eh. Hanggang sa dadalin mo yan sa hukay mo. Regrets come last. And regrets last forever. So,
Mga shoulda, woulda, coulda.
as much as you don't want to think about it,
Yeah.
but it will come back sooner or later. Kaya my advice or what I'm gonna say is take that leap. You know, just do it. Just do it.
I want to piggyback on what Job mentioned just now, kasi sometimes we're held back by yung mga takot nga natin, like what happened to him. Kahit na walang magandang mangyari out of it, you just have to embrace the failure kasi you learn something in the process. So, yun nga, tama yung sinabi ni Job, you take the risk. If it works, then good. If it fails, well, at least you emerge a better person, right?
Yeah, you learned your lesson and you charge that to your experience and you use that experience to make yourself bigger, right?
Ooh.
I think there are many ways to look at failure because you can either say, because a lot of people say, what are your wins and what are your losses? And the thing is, one way to look at it is when you say fail actually can stand for first attempt in learning. And so you fail so that you can learn first, right? And then another way of looking at it is not saying that it's a win or a failure. You can say that it's a win or a lesson that's learned, right?
Yeah.
And so
Our experience.
yes, and so it just changes and your experience. I love that you actually said experience, Job, kasi what a lot of people don't understand is when you dive into something completely unknown, as in you do not know what's going to happen to you, for sure may mga failure ka niyan, right? And
Yeah.
so there are going to be wins, there are going to be failures. But the failures, though, the failures are experiences, and any type of experience is going to give you wisdom. And so it's that wisdom that you carry with you until your dying days, as in, okay, so this is what I learned in this lesson. Here's what I'm not going to do versus what I'm going to do a lot better the next time around, right?
Right.
Yes.
I'm right behind you on that one, boss.
You always charge it to experience.
Meron lang
Yes.
akong gustong itanong sa kay Job. We were talking about experience.
Sa relasyon ba ito? Joke
Hindi,
din.
huwag kang mag-alala. Passion yung pag-uusapan natin.
Ayan na, may reputasyon ka na, Ruth.
I-relate ba ulit natin?
Teka lang. Some beses pa lang in this podcast. Charot. I wanted to know, kasi di ba nung nag-start ka, ako kasi nung nag-start ako sa makeup artist, pag nakikita ako ngayon, yung mga gawa ko before, I really cringe. Yung parang, oh my God.
Same.
What?
Same.
Bakit?
You are such a mood. Oh my.
Bakit may picture to? Ganon. And then, I try to compare it in yung mga works ko na. Sabi ko, wow, ang layo.
Like how
na
far you've become.
Oo. So, do you have that, do you have that feeling? Yung nung pag nakikita mo
Yeah.
yung
I always keep a list with me because I like to make things objectively. I think this is the left side of my brain talking to me that you should always keep track of what you're doing. Because in one day or another, when you retire or when you are up there already,
Right.
you're gonna have to look back and see how far you've become.
Yeah.
And I think that's very pleasing. No matter let's say you're having a slow progress, it's still progress. You're having a very hard time progressing, that's okay. At least you're progressing. That's the point. You're progressing. You're improving yourself. And I think that people shouldn't give up just because it's a slow process. Because success doesn't come overnight. And I can say for a fact that I'm not successful and I'm not in that level yet. But seeing who I am now versus who I am before, which was that anxious, nervous wreck of a person, I think for me, it's very far now. I have a lot more confidence in speaking, in designing, and presenting different things to different clients. So, just keep pushing forward.
I think what helped you, Job, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what helped you was naglakas loob ka lang talaga eh. Palakasan na lang ng loob eh. Pakapala na lang ng mukha.
Palag-palag na.
Diba? Right? Oo, as in pakapala na lang ng mukha ngayon. Kasi unless you ask for something to happen to you, then you're never going to get it. And so, palakasan lang ng loob na to ask for those, to look for those opportunities, and then bravely ask for those opportunities
Just grab it by the balls.
Or something else. Or something else.
No, we're not.
But yes.
It's a figure of speech that I've learned. No misandry intended, but there's an expression. There's an expression told by my teacher, my English teacher, that should grab life by the balls. You know, just have to take that opportunity.
And so,
just have to take that leap of faith.
And so, just relating to this job, I'd also like to, because I think we're getting so much from your story about what never stopped you and what keeps you going, right? I think it's also worth it right now to ask all of our viewers our steady question for the night. And the steady question for tonight is, what's stopping you? What's stopping you from ever doing the one thing or the few things that make you feel alive? What's stopping you? Like, I'll give you one example. Like, personally for me, in episode 1, I mentioned that I stopped dancing. I started ballet dancing when I was 8 years old and was representing the school in dances, and diba? And so the problem was, and so all the way up until high school, lagi akong sumasayaw. Nag-uusap tayo kanina, ako si extracurricular student. Di ba? Ako
si Dota student.
Curricular.
Di ba?
Ako si Boy
Extracurricular student. And so, the problem with that was, in high school, I was known to dance, like grade school, high school, I was always on the dance floor all the time. Pagdating na nung college, first year, I joined an organization and I was bullied. May mga mean girls na dating. And so, because of that kind of experience, I stopped. I let that stop my passion. And so I said, maybe dancing isn't for me. And regrettably, I never relived it. And that's what I regret right now. That's what stopped me. It was the bullying. I allowed other people to bully me. I allowed people into my headspace to invalidate whatever good I can actually become. And so what I'd like to ask all of the viewers right now, what we'd all like to ask the viewers right now is, what's stopping you? If that's what stopped me, what's stopping you? Yun. See, Tony, I chanced upon it. Tony is saying, what stopped me is the ill feeling of being judged daw. Parang related dun sa sinabi mo kanina no, Job? Na parang may fear ka na what will other people say or something like that.
I think at the end of the day, when you're feeling that you might be judged, you might be doing this, doing that, at the end of the day, the only person saying that is yourself.
Yes.
Agreed. Your biggest enemy is oftentimes, if not all of the time, yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you should have that third kind of person that would tell you, just do it. You know, in psychology, we have these 3 aspects of the human behavior. That's the id, that's the ego, and that's the superego. The id is like instinctive. The id is, I need to eat, I need to drink, I need to quench my thirst, I need to sate my hunger. The ego is the one that's prideful, and he's the one that says, why don't you go for it? Why don't you do it? See, the word itself, ego, right?
Right.
And then the superego, again, super, is like the policeman of that. If you eat it, what will you get from it, right? Or if you take the chance, what would you get from it? And I think I think all of us should have this stronger sense of superego. It can develop at any time, and you can practice it slowly. It doesn't have to happen overnight. I mean,
right.
Sometimes it just starts by talking on a mirror. Just tell yourself that if I do it, what will come out of this? And how will I overcome that thing? Like, if people judge me, what would I do to make it seem a lot less, or what would keep me, or what would make me still push forward apart from those judgments. So yeah.
So it's important to you to have an internal monologue. As in, you
Yeah,
really have to reflect talaga.
just
Oh,
give yourself another side of you, like a second head, karamiya realness. So
ako, ano, I just want to share something. No? So, a couple of months ago, wala akong makeup here because I left it in Bulacan before I transferred here sa bago kong place. So, wala akong makeup, wala akong practice. So what I did was I started painting. So, yun yung practice ko ng para sa strokes ko. So, paint, ganyan. And then, nung nakuha ko na yung gamit ko, so I started, syempre, kailangan nating mag-practice, di ba? And then there's this person na you thought that would appreciate your art, but then eventually yung parang ay ano yan, or dead ba na ganon. So I have that feeling na teka, wala na ba? Is the skill not there? Bakit parang hindi siya na-appreciate? Yung parang nagkaroon ako ng self-doubt na oh, do I still have it? Or wala na? Ano to? Parang yun. And then, so, parang what I did was, I started practicing ulit, di ba? So, ganun naman yung kailangan natin gawin. So, practice, and then show it to the world ulit na, okay, eto na ulit. Ito na yung gawa ko. Ito na yung ginawa ko. So, parang there are things na dapat hindi natin hinahayaan yung ibang tao na mag-validate nung bagay na kinreate natin. So
Right.
ang dapat ma-please is yourself. 'Di ba? Because of social media kasi,
Yes.
yung 'di ba? Because of social media kasi when you create something and then you post something, you think that it's good, 'di ba? It's great. And you expect people to like, share, put a heart on it, di ba?
Right.
To validate na magaling ka. Pero that's not, dapat hindi gano'n. Dapat ang nagva-validate lang yan is yung sarili mo. Kung nagagandahan ka sa kanya, then, if you
that's good enough.
Oo, di ba? Di ba? If you want someone to critique it for improvement, then go to a professional or someone that you already worked with, di ba?
That really
Don't let
knows the
social
craft.
media
Yeah.
validate your creation.
Right.
So,
Right,
I
right.
I think you bow. Yun ba yung sinabi mo? And so I think it's important in your story, Ruthie. I think what you're trying to also say is it's important to find your tribe. It's important to find the ones that matter, that will also give you that kind of validation that you're doing something right, that you're doing something good, right? And so there are going to be, so let's say, for example, you have thousands of followers or thousands of quote unquote friends or mga surveillance cameras sa Facebook. And so
surveillance camera sa Facebook.
surveillance camera. And so you can never tell who is actually there to really genuinely support you and really believe in what you're doing. And so it's really up to you to discover and find out sino ba talaga tong mga magsusupport sa akin? Sino ba talaga yung makakapagsabi? Who will give me the honest to goodness truth that I'm actually doing something right? Or if there's something that I need to improve, who will be blunt enough to tell me that there's something that I need to improve, either as a person or as a craftsperson, diba? As an expert. Yan.
Yeah, you know what? Sorry.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
There's this leadership and communication philosophy called radical candor that I think we can all benefit from. You know, if you wish
Yes.
to develop yourself and if you wish for other to help other people develop, I think we need to start exercising radical candor. And this can be a topic for another conversation kasi medyo
Yes.
mahaba-haba yun eh.
Yes.
But
Totoo.
to put it in a nutshell, it's just you challenging directly. So ibig sabihin, you'll go straight to the point, and only because you care enough for the other person, which is why
Yes.
you're having that difficult conversation with the person. Hence the term radical, because it's the kind of honesty that we don't normally exercise. One thing though that we need to remind ourselves is that that's not brutal honesty. That's different. Because brutal honesty, sometimes you give that because you don't with total disregard about the other person. You know, I'm just gonna say whatever I like because
Just
I can,
because.
right. But radical candor, you say things because you care for the person. So I think it's something that we need to exercise more. If we are especially sa tribe natin,
Yes,
kasi yun yung
yes.
support system mo eh.
Yes,
Kasi yun yung
yes.
support system mo eh. But anyway, I'm sorry. A topic for another conversation. I just want to piggyback on what you said, boss, because it felt like the timing was perfect,
No, it's great because at least in these kinds of conversations, then we find out kung ano yung mga next natin mga episodes, kung sino yung mga kailangan natin i-guest and so on. Jumping into the comment section a little bit, so we got a couple of answers to the steady question, what's stopping you? And Jamie De La Cruz, who is a teacher by profession, says that what stopped me and still stops me is the education system. I really want to teach, go back to teaching in college, but I just can't stomach a lot of things about the system. What are your thoughts on that, guys? Medyo mabigat siyang topic.
Yeah.
medyo,
Madami
tumagos siya ng
matatamaan.
slide.
At yan.
Well, I guess,
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm really not a teacher per se. Well, I do teach, but just the design aspect, and there's not really a solid educational system about it. You just pattern. You just put A, B, C, and D, and just connect the dots. So,
right.
I think,
Or,
sorry, yeah.
oh yeah, go ahead, Dan.
I think, if I may, and this is just my personal opinion, okay, take it with a grain of salt, everyone. I think our education system, minana natin from another country, right? Is that right? I think we did.
I really don't know.
So if you look at the educational system at sa United States, halos parehong-pareho nung nandito sa Pilipinas before. Okay? Before
We're talking about K to 12, no?
even before, right? So parang
Really, I disagree.
you do? Okay, but anyway, sorry.
Disagree. I was a student from the US and then I compared it to being a student here. Ang hirap dito kasi kinompres.
Oh
But
yeah,
anyway,
yeah. Except for that fact, diba? Kasi sa US mas
Yes.
maluluwag talaga yung mga classroom.
Yes,
So mas tapat
yes.
sila sa estudyante. But the structure is pretty much the same. You have a facilitator, or not even a facilitator. You have a teacher, and then you have a group of students all facing the teacher. And medyo outdated na siya, in my opinion. Okay, again, in my opinion, outdated na yung ganong klase ng educational system. And I think as a country, we need to start looking into the practices of other progressive countries like Japan. Na parang ang pagkakarinig
the
ko,
Netherlands.
yeah, especially, di ba? Yung makakuha ka ng diploma course in like a year dahil talagang kung ano lang yung subjects na kailangan mo, yun lang iti-take mo. But anyway,
Yeah.
going back to the point, sa Japan kasi, yung early years ng mga bata, they don't teach them mathematics, English, language right away. They teach them civic duties. Parang GMRC, mga ganon. And then as you progress, and some universities here in the Philippines, I'm not gonna name some of them, but there are. I heard from my friends na nagtuturo na ngayon sa mga schools na to, that they started adapting adult learning principles. So ang role na ng professor ngayon is not a teacher, but more of a facilitator. So the
Not
class
a
can
lecturer.
Yes. So the class can have shared learning. And that's so powerful. That model is really powerful because it not only builds your knowledge about the subject, but it also builds your emotional intelligence.
Right.
Kasi you're faced with different personalities, di ba? So,
Right.
but I think we need to start moving towards that direction as a nation. It's gonna take a lot of work though.
I agree. And so I'm like, I don't think...
Dan
I
for
think-
president.
I think...
In my house, I'm the president. No, I'm kidding. Vicky?
Edi ikaw na
Sumagot yan si
mag-presidente.
Vika.
But I think what we can do is we can focus on what you can do, what you can control. Because we can't control the educational system. We can't control the decisions of those in the positions of authority right now to change whatever it is, right? And so I think, like, for me, the way that I see it is, Jamie, if you're the type who wants to absolutely teach and the educational system is stopping you, there's no stopping you in teaching like anybody else at this point in time. Like, there are so many avenues, lalo na with the internet and all of these amazing tools in front of you. There are so many ways to be able to teach so many people. And I know that, I personally know that Jamie used to be a college instructor. And so she dealt with, she mentored and dealt with young adults, right? And so, or yung mga tipong teenagers and stuff like that, na in that kind of era of development years. And so, the way that I see it is, if you absolutely want to teach, there shouldn't be anything that's stopping you right now from teaching anything. Like, kunwari, who in the world, like in high school, ba tinuruan ba tayo kung paano tayo magbe-business? Maybe not. Maybe there are some schools that do, right? Maybe
like file your taxes.
Yeah.
Or wash the dishes.
Yes, mga practical
cook
na
rice.
how to cook rice properly.
I watched this video. Teaching people how to cook rice, and it was like,
yes. I know that.
The Asian in me started flaming.
And so there are so many things that I just really feel like there are so many things that could be done. If your passion is teaching, you can teach so many things to so many people. And there are so many tools out there right now that I feel like nothing should stop you. I don't know what the circumstances are, but although I do. But again, I really encourage Jamie to find a way to quench that thirst if you really want to teach, right?
Yeah, like yung online photography lesson using Horizon Zero Dawn games.
Yes.
Flex ko lang, sorry.
Or even as basic as teaching children to count from 1 to 10. Or
right.
Yeah, it's for me, what I believe is we really should start at the very seed. Before
Right.
if you want it to be a very prosperous and fruitful plant, you should start with the sapling. And the sapling, you need to put fertilizer on it. You need to take care of it, water it every day. And for me, teaching them at such an early stage is very crucial.
Right.
And I think that would be a good stepping stone for people who really wants to teach, because children are very teachable. They really imitate what their parents or what their guardians say or do. So I think that's the best way to start. And
sometimes it's not even the parents. Sometimes it's not even just the parents.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get mentors from their titas, their titos, their family friends, ninangs, ganyan. Why don't you be the ninong, tita, tito that teaches them like really practical stuff in life, right? So there.
But you're not gonna teach a child how to file your taxes, though.
No, not yet.
If they have the capacity for it, why not?
Yeah.
Right? Why not? They can be accountants at the age of 12.
Why not?
True. And then we also have another comment from Chris Gonzalez. Hello, Chris. Thank you for joining the stream tonight. He says, now what stopped me is because I felt I already achieved my goal. Right? So what's stopping Chris right now is because he felt na, tapos na, the end na. So what do you guys think about that?
For every movie, if it's the end, directors usually make a sequel.
Oh my God!
Ang ganda nun!
Slow clap ka dyan, Job. Oh my God. Wala akong masabi. Cheers.
You know what? If you think your goal is done, set another goal. And build around that.
Amen.
And make it a good trilogy or something. Or like a saga.
Yes. Yes. Gusto ko umiyak sa sinabi mo. Oh my God. Ang ganda ng sinabi mo. I swear.
Ang ganda nun.
Okay. And it's true. You can never settle. You can never rest on your laurels. You can
Yeah.
never settle for whatever the last thing that you did. There's always a chance. There's always an opportunity to do even better, right? Oh my God. So, version 2, love it. Sabi ni Chris. Woo! Galing mo dun, Job. Oh my
Mas
God.
may-
Pinalakpakan kita.
You should make like a sequel to the remix of the remix.
Ay, gusto ko yun.
May
Dad-
nahagip ako, boss, sa,
Like for-
comment section.
Mm.
What stopped or stops me? I got tired of feeling na I'm not enough and will never be. Same as Ruth, started to doubt myself na and set aside ko na everything na I love to do. So that feeling of I'm never enough.
It's similar to
Yeah.
so Reg had that comment which is related to what Ruth was saying na sinasabi din ni Kat in the comment section as well na what stops them is yung feeling that they're not good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, ito yata yung, and I haven't read into it, but I think this is the imposter syndrome na parang I'm like ako ba talaga? Hindi naman ako marunong sa ganyan eh. And so in your
Hindi ako sanay
mind,
dyan.
oo, or ako ba talaga? Hindi naman ako expert dyan. May iba pang mas magaling dyan. Ako ba talaga? Parang
I
ganon.
feel all the pressure right now. Ganon.
Kanina,
Diba?
times 4 ka na dyan. Pero,
I think if you think you're not good enough, again, let's go back to the inner monologue that the biggest enemy that you could ever face is not other people. It's not their judgments. It's not for you to control because you don't control other people's opinions,
Yeah.
emotions. You can try to change them,
right.
but the biggest enemy, the biggest person that judges you is most likely, if not all the time, yourself.
Right.
Oh my God.
So that for me is just start with small exercises. And for me, what I did was I started talking to a mirror, and just to have that differentiation between this monologue of me judging myself and me pushing myself, I actually made this person have a British accent. So, as shallow as it may sound, just to have that differentiation. Because it's good to have that exercise in yourself, to have just a panel of judges comprised of different personalities or like different points of interest, that you just put them in a congress and just vote on it or veto on it.
So it's like you, but you're wearing different hats.
Yes.
How often do you have
Or ears,
these,
Ruth.
So, so I'd like to piggyback on what Job said. Develop your inner voice and wear different hats while you're talking to yourself. How often does that happen to you? And that question goes to everyone in this chat room or podcast.
I do it every day.
Stream.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I do it. I'm actually doing it now.
Wait, wala ako. Wait, maliit
Honestly,
yung mirror ko.
Honestly, this is my first podcast ever, and I feel very anxious. Na, what would I look? Would I look a mess, or would I look? And then you just look at yourself, look at myself in the mirror, and just like, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good. And then you just
Right.
face the camera, face in frame, and then you just talk and talk and talk. And it's very handy to have this mirror in front of my phone just to see myself. Like, if I have self doubts, just think for a moment. Like, it could be a millisecond or like a snap of a finger. It doesn't really matter as long as you have this guide for you.
Right.
And that guide for me was the mirror.
So, Job, nangyari na ba itong parang you were second guessing yourself when you're creating yung mga apparel or yung designs mo?
All the time. All the
Right.
time. I'm not gonna lie, it happens all the time. Kasi
okay.
when you're making something new, or when you're gonna make, or when you're planning to make something new, it's always this notion of, is this going to sell? Is this going to be palatable to the market? Or is this going to be good enough, not for others, but for myself? And for me, it's just put it on paper and then just let it go from there.
Right.
Like, just go with what you think is right.
Okay. And is there a particular creation na parang hati yung loob mo? Na parang other people are saying na, oh, ang ganda ng gawa mo, but ikaw mismo sa sarili mo parang, bakit?
I think
May ganun ka bang creation?
meron. And I think that's the most noteworthy of my creations as of the moment.
Okay.
If you guys could remember the spoliarium dress, I had so much doubts. Like, if I make this in my Photoshop in RGB, and then I had it printed on not white fabric, kasi white fabrics tend to act a little papery, or it would look like a little sketchy.
Okay.
So what I used was this ivory colored paper that resembles canvas, and I always had doubts with myself. Na, is this gonna look good? Is this going to look pixelated? Is this really worth giving a shit? Excuse my French. Is this really worth doing it? And then, what really lit a fire under me is just, if you're not going to do it now, when will you ever do it? When will you ever have a chance to do this? This is for a beauty pageant, and that was the very first time that I've joined a beauty pageant. So this was like kind of a big deal for me, and all those anxieties just pent up, and then just adrenaline rushing, and then what I did was I just drew it on paper, laid it on Photoshop, and just went on with it. Just make a very small prototype, and then when it happens to look good, just happen to print it, and then just take the leap of faith. And happily enough, I'm still not contented with it. I'm not gonna lie, but I think I'm happy with what came out. So
I wanted to jump on that real quick kasi ang daming I was one of those before. Pero ang dami kong nakakausap na, oh, I don't want to do it right now kasi hindi pa siya gawa, hindi pa siya perfect, hindi ko pa siya nako-complete. Hindi, like, they wait for the time na perfect na yung product nila before they even try to take that leap of faith.
launch it, yeah.
Right? But it's so true yung sinabi mo na,
When are you gonna do it? When are you gonna have the chance to do it again? Diba?
Yes, and not only that, but yung sinabi mo kanina na, when are you ever going to have that opportunity again? When will that chance? Will you let it pass you by right now? And when will that chance ever come through again? Yeah.
Or this notion again, we have that. Or what if another person does it? What if another person already did it?
Yeah,
but you thought of it first, right?
Yes.
Your biggest regret.
That's the biggest regret that you can do as a designer, that you can have as a designer. That other people already did it, but you thought of it first. And that's like a big regret. It's like sa relasyon, again, with finding a person that you want the most.
Boom.
If you don't talk to that person now, what if that person talked to another
Somebody
person
else.
and they're never gonna have that chance again unless they get separated or married, or the other one just happens to not like him anymore.
Nagsisisi ka na. Yun na. The one
Nasa
that got
huli lagi.
away na.
It all boils down to what we talked at the beginning, regrets.
Right.
Nasa huli lang talaga siya. So what you do is you just do it.
Dinidibdib ko yung
It doesn't have-
sinasabi mo.
It doesn't have to be a big change. It doesn't have to be a radical change. You can do those things in increments. Alam mo, just changing your lifestyle na I want to be a little more thinner, or I want to be healthier, so I would stop rice. You don't just go cold turkey, just take out rice, because believe it or not, you're going to go back to that rice again if you're going to go cold turkey. Maybe just remove a teaspoon or like a tablespoon. It could happen at any rate. It's up to you. It's never a slow progress. Progress is progress for
Right.
me.
No matter how small it is. Yep. Amen.
Just
Yeah, no matter how small, you just do it.
Sorry, I
Yes,
just want to
yes,
point out something from the comment section that really captured my eye. So John Carlo says, "Perfection is the enemy of progress."
Mm.
Yes.
True.
Well, it's more of the idea of
Yeah.
perfection that everything needs to be in
Yes.
place and what they are. And you know what? That idea of perfection really runs to everyone's brains. It's
Yeah.
programmed into all of us.
Yeah.
And to remove that, yes, it's difficult, but you just have to let things slide on their own sometimes.
Mm.
Right. And I can
Sometimes the
real.
most
Oh, sorry.
beautiful,
No, no, no.
the
Go ahead.
most beautiful pieces of art are the most damaged ones. Do you remember the Venus sculpture without the hands? It's way
Yeah,
better without
yeah.
the hands, right?
Right. And di ba sa Japan meron sila yung wabi-sabi culture na they embrace imperfection and they make it and they convert it into a form of art. Kapag nabasag yung bowl, they'll paste
Yeah,
the not really paste,
Yes.
but they put it together and then glue it with gold. So it's perfect.
yeah. They
It's
mend
perfect
it with
because of
gold.
its yeah, because of its imperfection.
Oh
Um,
my God. Yes.
Sobrang nakarelate ako dun sa sinabi ni Job kanina kasi I was giving myself that excuse nung when I started with photography and then I wanted to make my own YouTube channel. Kasi lang sinasabi ko, I don't have the right skills for this.
Mm.
Yung skill set ko hindi pa masyadong deep into photography na parang ano matututunan sa akin ng mga tao. Um,
Mhm.
But then I have a story to tell. I want to share how yung saya na nararamdaman ko every time I take pictures. And so, sige, magsiset up na ako ng YouTube channel ko. Kaso lang, may gamit na ba ako? So I always give myself an excuse not to start that channel. And then one day, I came across a really famous YouTuber na hindi ko napapangalan. And then narinig ko yung mantra niya na done is better than perfect. And then, nung time na yun,
Yes.
parang kinilabutan ako. Sabi ko, oh shoot, okay, yun eh. And then I started my YouTube channel and then I started making videos. Of course, hindi ako happy dun sa mga products. But then again, I just have to do it. Kasi, gaya ng sinabi ni Job, progress, increments, di ba? Eventually, you'll get there. But for now, you just have to deal with the fact that your work is still not there yet and you just have to keep doing it. So, yun lang. Sobrang
Think of
relate.
it this way. It's like yun. Think of it this way. If you can't relate to any art related topic, think of it as a biology lesson. The caterpillar takes weeks to even become a pupa, and it
Mhm.
takes a lot of shedding for that caterpillar to become a pupa, and then it takes a lot of shedding again for the pupa to become a butterfly. So that speaks volumes for me because it means that just because you're in stage one doesn't mean you're stuck there forever because you're
Mhm.
still a caterpillar, and then when you shed, you expect to be a pupa, but you're a caterpillar again. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of molting and shedding, and then eventually you'll just realize na when you become a butterfly already, you'll just look at that trail.
Mm.
Like how many sheds have you been through? How many leaves have you eaten? How many ants have bitten you? How many adversaries have you faced to become this beautiful creature
Right.
made by
Bakit
made by
nare-relate
God,
ko yan
right?
sa nare-relate ko yan in person na parang nasasaktan ako.
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
I
Oh,
evolved. I was a
Rest in
pupa.
peace.
I was a pupa. I shed. I'm a butterfly, I think, right now.
Oh, ay. Ganun.
There's another comment. It's a little bit more personal. So, ang sabi ni JC Kasupanan was, before, what stopped me is the pressure to provide for my family first. It was always about making more money. And there was silence. And then there
Well,
was
growing up,
Orion, sukit.
ang sakit. Especially now in this pandemic, I can really feel his sentiments kasi
Mhm.
a lot of clients just pulled back and we had to revert to the skeletal formation of our company, and to provide for your family is one of the most, if not the most honorable things that you can do to them, is to provide, is to
Right.
give them everything they need. And if you don't give them, like, just if you give them any less or just even like an inch less, it feels painful, right? So from my perspective is when you want to really provide for the family, you always think, how will I provide and what are my means? You always look at the things around you. You 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 approach it scientifically. You identify the problem, you come up with a solution, you test the solution. If it doesn't work, you just test it again. And when it works, just go with it. Go with your hypothesis until you draw the conclusion or you draw the results.
Which could also be, in short, and correct me if I'm wrong, Job, I'm quoting a different friend naman. Sabi niya sa akin, earlier in life, there are things that you need to do first before you do the things that you want to do. And so, yes, okay, sige. So, I think I think that's what it is, because there are priorities that you have to set, that you have to just complete first, right? You have to accomplish first. There are achievements that you have to accomplish first.
Sacrifices must be made.
Yes, right?
Especially when you're going to provide for the family. Most of your personal sacrifices would be cutting off vices.
Right.
It could really help. Just not we're not going pa with earning. It's more of like,
Right.
what can I cut within myself that could benefit my family, or that could benefit whoever, my girlfriend, my wife, my husband, whoever it is that you're taking care of. What can I do to myself first before I proceed to make that money or to provide?
But it shouldn't stop you though from doing anything high risk, high reward. Kasi you could be providing, maybe your full-time job could be providing for your family, pero it shouldn't stop you from doing anything on the side, like side gigs. Like you and Ruth probably did the same thing, or are probably doing the same thing while having a full-time job, diba? And then you develop something on the side that earns you a lot more money, that helps you. Alam mo yun, parang gasolina mo yun eh. If a car, pag nakikita mo na pa-empty na yung gas mo, you're scrambling to find the next gas station to fill up that tank. Why can't you do that for yourself? Another analogy to that is your phone. If you see that your phone is only has 5% or 10% battery left, you scramble to get a charger to start charging your phone because you don't want it to run out. And so no matter how much multitasking either your car or your phone does, and that's like you as well. You multitask a lot, right? Yeah. Go ahead, Ruthie.
I just wanna share something. When I was starting actually as a makeup artist, I was a full-time agent. So ang nangyari, syempre 9 hours yung trabaho mo as a teammate, and I really wanted to do makeup. Sobra. And Job, you know that in a fashion show, ilang oras din yung ginugugol natin dyan. 6 hours is the minimum. So, I know this, I don't advise people to do
6 hours is like child's play.
Totoo. I was having doubts to share this because it's not really healthy for the body. But that time, sobrang passionate ko sa pagiging, gusto ko talaga maging makeup artist. So I was a full-time teammate. I do gigs on weekdays then, on shift days. And then enable for me to get an extra income to buy my makeup. Nagpa-part-time pa ako as a guest makeup artist to one of the makeup companies. So really, sa akin lang, what I'm trying to say here, that there's something there na pwede mong gawin to chase your dream. Kasi ako, I was able to do that. Although, yun nga, hindi kini-advise that it's not healthy. But if you really want to do something, if you really want that something, you'll do every thing na pwede mong gawin just to reach that goal, di ba? Kasi gusto ko maging makeup artist eh. So, alam nga namang, okay, I'll just let us.
Not even as a graphic artist, but I started out as a secretary for that airline, is just doing small things that would help you later on when you have the means to just shift to the thing you like. It could be as simple as a pencil sketch. It could be as simple as just taking fabric off of a thing
Yes.
and then just putting it on paper, or just get a leaf and then put it on your notebook. And then
Right.
you will look at it. You will look at it when you progress onward. Na, these are the things that help me get to where I am now.
Right.
It's those little things. Ika nga, diba? It's the little things that count. Kaya never discount those little things. Kahit na little moments, diba? Just talking to a friend, it could sometimes lead to bigger things. Not saying na jowain ng friend, pero
Boom.
talking to a
Excuse me
friend,
po.
like
Talaga tayo
alam
dun
mo yun,
Oo.
a simple
Sinimulan niyo
heart-to-heart
ako eh.
talk with a friend can shift your perception of things. And
Yeah.
that happened with me once. This topic will be a little dark lang. Kasi I've faced and I'm still facing depression right now. And that depression really surged when I was at the office, because I was anxious na I'm just going to be an office man forever. I'm going to die dreamless. And then one of my friends slash manager, it was a manager, she was also a designer. And we had this talk na, if you end yourself now, what will that accomplish? Did you get what you really want? Diba?
Mm.
Did you really get what you want? And it said, if it's just for instant gratification, then it's quite pointless. I'm not saying that suicide is a light issue. It's a very heavy issue that I'm still experiencing day to day. But when she said that to me, it really had that shift in, it had a shift in perception of things na, if you think about it, if you think beyond past death, right? Like, what would your future hold if you just end it too quickly? And for me, that spoke a lot of volume. Because every day when I was at my office, I wanna, like, there was just thoughts of, I wanna jump here because there's no glass in there, or just drink whatever chemicals in the restroom. It's quite dark, actually. It's morbid, but a lot of people face that every day, and it feels heavy. It feels heavy. I'm not gonna lie, but when we had that small talk, it's really small talk. We were just smoking outside, and that small talk really made that change. So never discount the moments. Never discount those small talks. Never discount those little scribbles that you do in your notebook, because it will really help you in the development of what you want to be.
Right.
Wow. Charot.
It's the little things that make the
Yeah,
biggest
it's the little
difference.
things talaga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ang maliliit ang nakakapuwing. Yun lang yun.
Correct.
Maliit kasi ako
For
eh.
sure.
Lagi ko sinasabi yan. Yes, Ruthie? Ikaw din ba?
Ako, ayun.
Ang maliliit ang nakakapuwing. Another thing that I wanted to make sure that we do is to ask everybody. So we probably got a lot out of our viewers in asking them what's stopping them. But after this entire episode, though, after listening to Job's inspiring story, like, with or without the pandemic, as in tuloy-tuloy ka pa rin, nagpo-photoshoot. Naka-photoshoot mo lang kanina, di ba?
Oo, photoshoot lang niya.
Kakatapos ko lang ng photoshoot.
Araw,
Oo.
video and everything. I mean, hello.
Oo. And then,
The last shoot was a collaboration with a very great designer. He designed Miss Universe 2015's winning look. So that's like a big thing that started with you know what? It started with a small talk, like, would you want to go here?
Right.
And I said yes. And I went there.
yeah.
And to have a talk with a photographer and everything, I wasn't expecting it to be so big.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to have an impact in my career and in my life in general.
Yeah.
So it's always the little things, and you just keep on doing it. You just have to take that leap of faith.
You just have to keep talking to people because you can never tell what doors and gates that open.
Yeah.
Right? Ay, just ka.
Imagine in this yung situation na meron tayo ngayon, di ba? yung entertainment is industry talaga yung na-hit ng pandemic. Ito talaga yung napilay ng sobra. And
Masyakit pa.
and Job was able to still pursue his passion and create amazing designs. And you know what? I just wanna share to everybody. I want you, Job, to share yung naging tawag dito. What do you call that? Yung ginawa niyo yung mask, the pandemic mask project.
Yes. Oo nga.
Hold on.
That was very inspiring. Imagine, nakulong na tong mga designers na to hindi sila makapag-design. Ano ang
I think
ginawa?
I think that was the least we can do kasi at first, if we realized na people wanted to buy it, we made something na it's very palatable to the masses and something that they would really like. And of course, the mask that we are selling, these masks we are selling, most of the proceeds, more like 80-90%, they go to production of PPEs, in which in return we donate them to hospitals and clinics. We have 3 around the city that we donate to. So
Ang amazing. And I'm not really sure kung kanina nagsimula, pero ako nakita ko kasi nag-start yung ganong movement. Una kong nakita yung movement was from Job, and then other designers sila din. So I don't know, again, hindi ko alam kung kanina nagsimula, pero yung first time na nakita ko yung movement na yon was from Job, and it's really inspiring. Imagine and then yung mga designers, like right now, nagde-design na sila ng mga PPEs pero fashion.
Right.
Diba?
Fashion.
Nakakaloka.
Dito na papasok yung yung
I
when
think I
life
haven't
hands you
started it
lemons,
naman.
you make lemonades.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I
When life
think
gives you lemons, make pudding. I don't know.
out of the box yun. Napaisip ako ng slide doon. Paano? I don't know how, pero sige,
Yeah.
I'll try.
Life gives you lemons. You ask life for tequila and salt. So
I like that.
Is that the best you can do, life? Come on, bring it on.
you can give me your limes, your lemons. I have tequila. I have salt. Or sinigang mix. I just saw a video.
Oh shoot, yeah, I saw that too. Mm-hmm.
Haven't. Let me just
Legit.
check.
So, we're down to the last 9 minutes. Ang bilis ng oras.
Bilis naman, ano ba
We're
yan?
down to the last 9 minutes of our webcast just for tonight. And so we're going to jump to the last question for everybody. So in episode 1, we actually said, in summary, so ito yung mga takeaways ng mga tao. But what I really would love to ask everybody is, what is your takeaway from this entire episode? You've heard from Job and his inspiring story of never allowing anything to stop him from anything at all. You've heard from some of our other viewers. You've heard from us. And so the question right now that we'd like to ask you guys is, what will you do differently as a result of watching this webcast and listening to the stories that you've listened to tonight? And so please comment in the comment section. Again, the question is, what will you do differently as a result of watching this webcast and listening to our stories? And again, if you comment, like, and share, Job is going to choose at random anybody who stands out to him, and we'll be giving out a limited edition scarf that he is holding on to. Na ako gusto ko siya. Pero hindi ako viewer.
Yun nga.
Hindi ako viewer. So yun, and I'm starting to see some answers. But before that, Ruthie, did you have a question, last question for Job?
Well, actually, just I want to ask Job what his message to all aspiring designers, if we have there.
Or not just aspiring designers, but maybe just to everybody?
Everybody. What's your message?
My message for upcoming designers or anyone who just wants to start their dream is just be violently yourself.
Ooh.
Just talk to this person, because the biggest enemy that you will have is yourself. So you might as well make your enemy be like your clone, like your clone, and just know that things will go like this. Like things will go well. Just believe in yourself. Just be yourself, and just don't let any of your voices or any pre-existing judgments of yourself hinder you in becoming who you are.
Just do it.
I'm not good with I'm not good with those.
Your own supporter, be your own critic, be your own everything.
Be your own supporter. Yes.
Right.
I'm sorry,
right.
you guys. My sentence syntax is a little fucked. So
No, you're perfect.
I ain't no Martin Luther King
You're
to
awesome.
say I got a dream.
Oh, Reg Zambrano actually, I chanced upon it in the comment section. Job, Reg actually says that you're awesome, Job, and so
Thank you so much.
I thought that we'd like to share that with you, and so
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for gracing our episode 2, the very first episode of all time where we had our very first guest. And so from the bottom of our hearts here at Swag, thank you so much for joining us. But please stay tuned to everybody who's still viewing. We still have a couple of reminders. So Dan, can we move on to the next slide and talk a little bit about what we can expect in the next couple of episodes? So Dan?
Sure thing, boss. So, episode 3, everyone, is a special episode. Birthday ng birthday ng guest natin, plus ni Roch. So, the title of the episode is Downshift, and it's a special episode with June Del Rosario and Roch. Sana hindi ako pakantahin dito because I can't sing to save my life. But, and then, episode 4, we have the creative super Lodi na malupit Lodi cake si Jeric Bastillo. He's a graphic designer, right?
Grabing galing yan, yes. He was the one who created our caricatures. If you check out, please like our page. Clarissa already shared our link in the comment section. Please like our page. If you see our caricatures there, si Jeric Bastillo ang gumawa nun. Galing.
Yes.
Yes.
And the title of that episode is Wander. Tapos, episode 5, we have Tony Gelati. I pronounce it right, right? Gelati.
Tony Gelati, yeah.
Achievement.
Chocolate.
Wait lang. There, patayin ko.
I heard jiggly.
Patayin ko muna yung camera natin so people can see yung episode number 5, Believe, with Tony Gelati. That's episode number 5. So we have a solid lineup, you know. And it's only the beginning.
Yeah, kasi what I also wanted to say is we actually booked speakers na until episode 7. Wala pa lang tayong artwork for episode 6 and 7 kasi hinihintay pa lang natin yung their pictures and stuff like that. But we're done for all of August. We will be with you live every 7 p.m. on every single Saturday.
Right.
Next spoilers. So, pwede.
Anong spoilers mo?
So, we have tattoo artists, we have sportscasters, we have...
Spoilers. Yes. Uy, pero intriguing yung sa tattoo artists for everybody kasi we invited tattoo artists to talk about healing.
Yes.
Right? And so that to me is mind-blowing. And so I'm so excited for our episode 7. Episode 7 sila eh. But again, what you see on the screen right now is episode 3 is music and jamming. So please join us because we're just going to enjoy. We're going to ask June a ton of questions about like why does he's the type of person na he is also a full-time employee job. As in, he's a full-time employee, but he never stops creating music and live streaming to share music with anybody who would love to listen and do a bit of a downshift on the weekends or on weeknights. And so that's what's it for episode 3. And then all of these events are already up on our page. Please like our page. Please make sure that you follow and hit the bell notification right now in the stream so that you are notified every single time that we go live.
Tell your mama. Sorry.
Your mama, your papa, your kapatid, your lola,
your family.
Yeah, your family.
Your family, your family.
Oh my God.
Even your enemies. Right? Malay nyo,
Everybody.
pagka-share ninyo nitong stream na to, maging friends na kayo, di ba?
Oh,
You never know.
Yes, malay nyo. We bridged the gap, di ba?
Yan yung kay crush nyo. Again, unstoppable.
Oh,
Right.
yes!
Malay mo.
Be unstoppable, yes.
Hindi ko na-share kay Kirsch yung charot.
Kung gusto ninyong umamin on stream, just do it. We'll
Share
read
nyo kay
your
crush. Share nyo
comments.
kay Gusto ko.
And so that's our Facebook page, but we also have IG. Clarissa put the link in the comment section, and just very recently, as in within the last 24 hours, we were able to establish our YouTube channel.
Yep.
So please like, share, and subscribe. Ayan, nagamit ko na job.
Like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Link the notification for updates.
Yes.
And I'll see you guys the next time.
Yeah. Kabisado na yun.
Job, it's been a real
I'm a
pleasure.
frustrated blogger. So.
You can join us.
Yeah.
Pag once vlog na kami, na natapos na tong buong pandemic na to, you can join us.
I don't think I have the kapal ng buka to do.
Ilalabas natin yan.
I always have this mirror. I'm very self-conscious.
Oh, you did pretty
All
well
right.
today.
You did. It
We learned
doesn't,
a lot.
Thank you.
We learned a lot. Ako,
Yeah.
ang dami kong natutunan. So,
diba? Hindi mo first time. I don't believe so. And so, again, from the swag team, my name is Roch.
My name's Daniel.
and this is Ruth.
And thank you for joining us for episode 2 of Steady Wins Any Game or Swag. Please like, share, subscribe to all of our channels, and we will see you again for episode 3 next Saturday, August 8th at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the dot. We will see you then. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
And before we go, Job, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank
Right, there you
you as well for having me. I'm super grateful. And thank you. Just thank you guys so much.
Grabe, Lodi. Thank you
Lodi.
so much, Job.
Eat Malu.
It's Manu.
Alrighty. So I guess that concludes tonight's stream. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.
Bye.